This is the Byd Atto 2. In this video, I want to find out its range in everyday driving conditions. I'm going to test the range in the city, on the highway and on regional roads to find out both the minimum and maximum range. I also wanted to know how long it takes to charge the battery at a fast charger. For that, we're heading to a Byd 24 fast charging hub. Byd 24 is also the sponsor of this video. The Byd Atto 2 is an electric car equipped with an LFP blade battery. Our test car was the comfort version. You can buy this for 35,980 euros and it has a battery with a usable capacity of 64.8 kilowatt hours. The combined WLTP range is 430 kilometers. BYD also mentions a specific WLTP range of 604 kilometers in the city. That sounds very promising. It has 204 horsepower, which takes it from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.9 seconds. Also important to mention, this car comes with a heat pump as standard. Let's take it for a drive to see what the range is like in everyday driving conditions. We're starting the test in Brussels. The first part was city traffic, stopping and starting at relatively low speeds. However, it was just after the morning rush hour, so there wasn't much stop and go traffic. I did the test in February and the temperature was around 8 degrees. After 18 kilometers of driving, we have our first figure. Consumption clocked in at 8.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That's extremely low. If we calculate that 8.1 kilowatt hour consumption based on the battery capacity, we get an estimated city range of 800 kilometers. That's an incredibly efficient result, leading to a massive estimated range. It's important to note that the test was done while I could just drive smoothly. No traffic jams, because in previous tests with other cars in heavy traffic, city consumption often ended up quite high. Time to leave the city. We're taking the highway towards Namur, heading for the roads in Jordan. We're doing 120 kilometers per hour where possible, occasionally a bit slower due to roadworks, but overall it's a smooth ride. I actually did this trip twice. On day one, I drove a total of 113 kilometers. It was 17 degrees that day, exceptionally warm for February. I ended up with a consumption of 19.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which gives an estimated motorway range of 331 kilometers. I did the same run on another day. It was significantly colder then, around 9 degrees. After a 78 kilometer trip, I averaged 22.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That gives an estimated highway range of 291 kilometers. The only difference between the two runs was the temperature. You can really see what a huge impact that has on the range. Now I have an idea of the city and motorway consumption. I'll do the regional roads test in a bit, but first let's do a charging test at a fast charger. For this test, I'm stopping by one of the 60 charging hubs from Byd 24, the sponsor of this video. I used the Byd 24 app to find a hub on my route in Gembloux. A typical thing about Byd 24 hubs is that they're all located on store car parks, usually Colruyt, so you can go shopping while you charge. Byd 24 is all about price transparency. You always know the price before you start charging. For fast charging, it's on the display. For AC chargers, you can scan a QR code. The rates are the same at all their charging points. Another big advantage is that you can pay with a bank card. However, you get the best price with a Byd 24 subscription. With a Byd 24 charging card, you can charge at almost any station in Belgium and at over 500,000 points across Europe. Plus, if you charge at a Byd 24 station, you're getting 100% green energy. Alright, so how about the charging? This comfort version supports DC fast charging up to 155 kilowatts. BYD claims this electric car goes from 10% to 80% in 25 minutes. We're testing in temperatures around 18 degrees. At the start, the battery is at 18% and the range indicator shows 62 kilometers. We start charging and after a few moments we're hitting 103 kilowatts. 10 minutes in, I check again, we're charging at a rate of 126.4 kilowatts. The screen also showed a peak of 136 kilowatts at one point. In 10 minutes, the battery went from 18% to 48%. After 20 minutes, the speed dropped to 80.1 kilowatts. The battery went from 48% to 75%. After 30 minutes, we stopped the test. By then, the speed had dropped to 51.3 kilowatts. The battery is at 91% and the indicator shows 373 kilometers of range. So in 30 minutes, we added 311 kilometers and went from 18% to 91% at 18 degrees. What about AC charging? I didn't do an AC test, but I can tell you that you can charge at 11 kilowatts and a full charge from 0 to 100% takes about 7 hours. Now I want to find the maximum range. For this, I'm heading to typical regional roads, the B roads, low traffic, no traffic lights, just driving smoothly at a constant speed of around 70 kilometers per hour. These are pretty much ideal conditions. I'm curious to see if this will be even better than the city result. After a 33 kilometer drive in these conditions, I'm seeing a consumption of 8.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That's comparable to the city consumption. If you can maintain this, you're looking at a range of 762 kilometers. If you want to look over the results of this test at your own pace, head over to my website. You'll find these tests there, along with range tests for dozens of other cars and nearly 400 test drive videos. And how does it drive? In terms of driving experience, with its 204 horsepower, the Atto 2 feels more like a neutral car. It does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.9 seconds, so it doesn't really have sporty ambitions. There are plenty of driver assistance systems, but the alerts get pretty annoying after a while. You only have to look at your side mirror for a fraction too long and you get an alert telling you you're distracted. That's an issue with many cars, but it's a bit more prominent in some than others, and that's definitely the case with the Atto 2. You also have to wrestle with the slightly too intrusive lane keeping assistant now and then. Of course, you can deactivate these systems, but you have to do it every single time you get in the car. Otherwise, it's very attractively priced and it's a spacious family car. There's plenty of room in the back and the boot is a good size too. In terms of luggage space, you get 450 liters or 1,370 liters with the seats down. Thanks to the cell-to-body construction, the battery is fully integrated into the chassis, with the top of the battery serving as the interior floor. This creates more space inside. Unfortunately, there's no frunk for extra storage. In conclusion, the minimum motorway range during my test was 291 kilometers at 9 degrees and 331 kilometers at 17 degrees. For the maximum range, I hit 800 kilometers in the city under ideal conditions. On regional roads, I got 762 kilometers. This was in temperatures between 8 and 12 degrees. In practice, it'll be somewhere in the middle for most people. I suspect you'll get a bit less range in colder weather and potentially even more in the summer. In the fast charging test, we added 311 kilometers in 30 minutes, going from 18% to 91% at 18 degrees. I know owners watch these kinds of videos too, so definitely let me know in the comments what your experience is with this car's range. You can find the full specs of the test car and the report on my website. I will put the link below the video.